Welcome to News at Danville Area Community College. I'm your host, Laura Williams, and I have a very intriguing, interesting, and very artistic person. We have Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie is our art instructor. He's our full-time faculty member. We are very glad to have him on board, and he has done some amazing things in the community and with Danville Area Community College. So he's going to talk about some of those things, and we're also going to talk about Phi Theta Kappa, and he's the faculty advisor. Welcome to the show, Ronnie.
I'm glad to have me.
So PTK, let's start with that. What is it?
Phi Theta Kappa is an international honor society, and we're the Pi Omega chapter here on campus. Phi Theta Kappa is the largest honor society in the world. We do fellowship. Obviously, we also are a go-to for community service and events on campus. We do several things from picking up trash on our designated highway, which we'll be doing pretty soon, which runs from Virginia to Brewer Road. We also will be running an event on October 29th called Nerds on the Run, and this year's theme is Nerds versus Zombies. It's a 3.14K. I know it's a little less than a 5K. It's a family event. It's $5 a person and $10 a family.
Okay, so when is that going to be held?
That is October 29th.
October 29th.
A Saturday.
And so the Nerds versus the Zombies. What?
It's a little bit of a obstacle course. There will be safe zones, but there will be zombies, and you'll have flag football flags, and you'll try to make it from point A to B to a safe zone, and then there'll be other things like bobbing for apples, and there'll be a costume contest, and there'll be a bling bag, like, you know, the Oscars, you get a bling bag, and we'll have candy and stuff for the kids and things of that nature.
There's been a lot of thought put into this, isn't there?
Yes, well, you know, I have the creme de la creme on campus, so, you know, these are presidential scholars. They're, you know, they carry the 3.5s. They, you know, a lot of them have 4s. I have several in the nursing program this year. My leadership's from the nursing program, but it's obviously opened up to everybody on campus.
Okay, so Nerds on the Run. So is it actually going to take place on our campus?
Yes, it'll be on campus between the clock tower and the administration building.
Okay, and if people want to learn more, how can they get a hold of you?
They can email me. It will be your best bet at rjohnson@dacc.edu.
Okay, so that's one of the fun events, but you guys always do tons of things, and I know that you also have some competitions to be a 5-star program. Is that the highest that you can get?
Yes, there's certain steps that you will need to do, like go to leadership councils. You can go to international conventions, honors seminars, and things like that, and those will help you gain your stars. Okay,
so you get points. So is PTK, is it just community college, or is it colleges?
It is a honor society for 2-year community colleges.
Very good. Mm-hmm. So how do people get, so you get invited to it, so you have the GPAs and you're inviting people, but do they have to have interviews, or do they have to have letters of recommendation?
No, not necessarily. We do have an induction. I do gather the data from the administration, and they tell me who has a 3.5 and at least 12 credits accumulative. We also take in consideration transfer credits, which becomes questionable sometimes. But I send out, once you reach those 2 markers, you are invited into Phi Theta Kappa.
Great. So I love the community service piece of it, and you guys do a lot of community service. Mm-hmm. So you were talking, you mentioned briefly your project on Main Street. So you guys have had that for a long time.
Yes, I wish I could tell you how many years, but it's been quite a while, since probably the middle 2005 and maybe before then even. But we have that designated highway that goes from Virginia to Brewer Road, and we pick up trash on it 4 times a year. And we have a little sign that you've probably driven past on your way to work.
I do.
So
when are you doing that? When's your next cleanup
That
day?
will be October 22nd, right after the induction. We'll have an induction on October 19th, Wednesday. And our speaker this year will be Jane McFadden. and she's running for coroner this year. So.
And of course, Jane's been a part-time instructor at the college
Yes.
forever. She's a well-known person in the community. She is with the Danville Police Force, and she's just been a great adjunct faculty member. So it's great to have her for a
I was
speaker.
excited when one of the members suggested to me that we should probably try to get Jane McFadden. We've had several speakers in the past, Chad Hayes, Senator Chimkus, and Dr. Penny McConnell did it once. We had the president of the local chapter of NAACP and things like that. So we've had some, she comes with good company.
She does. So you have the Nerds on the Run event that's coming up, and then you also, with the zombie theme, then you have the highway pickup. I think you're going to be involved with the Hispanic Latino Fair?
Yes, we will be holding a bake sale on campus on October 14th, and then we'll also be selling baked goods, etc. at on October 15th at the Hispanic Fair. So,
As a PTK leader, are you baking?
no, and you should be thankful for that.
We should pay you not to bake. Okay, who wants to pay
Yeah, there you go.
for a non-cupcake?
Yeah, my baking is going to County Market and bring me a cake, and and we'll cut it up.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about a project you did. I'm kind of switching gears a little
That's
bit
fine.
because, of course, you have a great art program here at the college. And one of the projects that you did not too long ago that I wanted to learn more about, you did a project at the VA.
Oh, yes, it's been a little while now, it seems. But, yeah, we did a mural at the VA, and I had a service learning credit, and we went over there and we painted a mural in Building 101.
What type of mural was it?
It was
patriotic?
No, it wasn't patriotic. It was a country scene, and that's what they wanted. They wanted to change, you know how clinical hospitals are, and they
Sure.
wanted to make it more home-oriented. And that was been a big drive about 10 years ago. They're still trying to do that to this day, all the way from putting mailboxes outside of the veterans, doors and things like that.
Cool. Very good.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I was pretty pleased with that project also.
Did you also do something with wall dogs?
We did do something with wall dogs. I had 2 students that helped me for those 2-3 days, and we was able to work on 3 murals during those 2 or 3 days. Lincoln at the Fithian House, the Balloon Classic mural, and the Star Fireworks mural. And it's funny you mentioned that because just this coming up here, which this will be aired after, but we're doing a mural out across from Temple Park, and it's several art instructors that got together and a couple of talented students, and we're doing a what we call grisaille, which means in black and white, but a mural across.
So it will be on, on the side of the Commercial News Building, or which building is it?
No, across Vermilion Street
Okay.
from Temple Park.
Okay.
On the south wall of that lot.
Okay.
That
Well, that's
building
gonna
that
be
burned
awesome.
down so many years ago.
Well, good for you, Ronnie. So let's talk about the art program here at the college, because you're building it up and you've got some great classes.
Yeah, it was a 3-year, we worked 3 years on it. Dr. Penny McConnell helped out immensely, and I developed several classes from graphic abstraction, typography, research and professional practices and things like that to accent the program, and so it can be a transferable degree.
And so what types of things do you do? Is it drawing, or is it painting?
We actually, well, I like to say 3 avenues you can take, but there's really 2. You can get an Associates of Fine Arts for studio, which means drawing and painting. If you consider yourself even a potter, you can take ceramic classes here on campus. You'll also have other classes you'll take, like 2D design, art histories, and things like that. You could also go along the same lines with graphic design. Graphic design, you could do typography, which is a study of type, and you can do the usual graphic design classes, 1 and 2. You can do graphic abstraction, where we deal with Gestalt theories and how people see and how psychology comes into play with color and shape and position and clarity and things like that. We also have an art education avenue that you can go, and these are all transferable to colleges throughout the state.
Okay, so since we painted our beautiful studio yellow, and thanks to Laura Hinskin, she's an awesome person, what do you think of yellow?
I think this nice and bright, and it's a great change, and I would give you an A+.
All right, so
maybe
Laura,
some extra credit.
Oh, Laura Henson gets A++ plus extra credit, so
Yeah.
great job with that. And then Laura Conklin was responsible for picking out the pictures, so thanks to all the people that have been helping with the studio. And if you've been watching the show for a while, you know that we had a much different layout, so I think we're getting pretty fancy in here, so I'm trying to up my game. And just kind of FYI, throw this in here, we also do have some journalism classes, so if you want to learn about some different things with media, you can learn that. But Ronnie, I love that you have the art option, and as you're saying, you can go for a degree, but what about people like me that I would love to try to learn how to draw?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
is it that basic?
Yeah, you can have zero talent and come into the class and take drawing classes. I have several people like that. I have 2 veterans right now that enjoyed it when they were younger, and now they're in my class, and I see a huge improvement, and it's pretty exciting. And then I also have 3 or 4 students that are extremely talented that you'll have to nurture and take them different areas because there's so much that they've already conquered,
So if someone's listening and it was somebody that, they don't want a degree, they just want to be able to learn that
Oh,
very
yeah,
basic,
this
they can do
definitely.
that. And then you mentioned something else that piqued my interest was the ceramic lab. And that's something also that you can take, just that class?
Yeah, there's 3D design, which they concentrate a lot on using ceramics and creating 3D models, and they'll use wood and other mixed media to create 3-dimensional art forms. They also have a class that specifically works in ceramics and playing in clay, I like to say, but I loved it because that's what I took when I was through college.
Very good. Well, Ronnie, thank you for being here. You've talked about a lot of different things with our art program, our Associate in Fine Arts, our PTK, Phi Theta Kappa, and again, just give us those dates real quick for the upcoming events.
We have the trash pickup, which will happen on October 22nd. The induction happens on October 19th. And the Nerds on the Run will happen on October 29th from 8 to 1 o'clock.
And that's open to the public.
That is open to the public.
And again, how to contact you?
rjohnson@dacc.edu is your best bet.
Okay, Ronnie, thank you so much. Thank you for listening. We'll be back with the second part of the show in just a moment.
Thank you.
Education kind of becomes the key. The more you know, the more they're going to pay you. Right now, because we are so in need of skilled employees, companies are willing to invest in employees that will get training. If they have the interest and can be trained, this is the beginning. The aha moment, it's the reason I come here every day. I want them to understand when they leave my class that there's a lot going on in the world of manufacturing.
I love working on these machines. The excitement is crazy.
I like fixing things and knowing how to do things.
Do you want to work with your hands? Do you want to create something? Then this is the place to come to. You want to take the manufacturing engineering classes.
Our programs include a lot of the latest technology. There's really an opportunity to go right into the workforce. There's no limit to what they can do.
With electronics, you can help people by going and figuring out what their problem is. You're like the superhero. You get to come in and fix it.
I try to inspire them by challenging them.
The teaching style is more like a workplace.
They will work with you on an individual basis. They'll really try and understand what you need help with.
After I graduate here, I feel like I'll be very prepared for the electronics field.
Welcome back to DACC News. Laura Williams again in the studio, and this time we've switched seats. We have Mimi Skinner and Dean Kathy Sturgeon, and we are going to talk about our nursing program. We have an excellent nursing program, and what a wonderful way to enter the field, the medical field, the healthcare field, if you're interested in something like this. But there's a little bit to learn about it, so we're going to ask these ladies to share that information. So Dean Kathy, tell us what you do. Well, don't tell us everything because you do so much, it'll take up the whole show. Tell us a little bit.
When they ask me that question, it's really difficult to answer that.
It is,
because
you do so much.
The job is so diverse. But primarily, I'm the lead over the math, sciences, and the health professions, but that also includes physical education as well, which is a little odd. But we have several programs that are within my discipline or department. And that includes our engineering program, which of course I'm very fond of. We have an excellent engineering program. Our alumni are just so supportive because they feel like it has been such a strong prep for them for their career. We have some of them doing amazing things, if I might add. We currently have one of our alumni who is working on the satellite that will be launched to Mars. We have an alumni that is working on the Google drone. And we also have one of our alumni that works on one of the NASA teams, car teams, as an engineer, a designer of a car. So that program is just outstanding. We also have medical imagery, which includes radiology, echocardiography, and sonography as well. And then we have agricultural program, ag business basically is what we refer to that program as. So we have lots of things that go on in our department beyond just the nursing program.
So well-rounded.
Yeah, very.
Well-rounded. And of course, I know it's not exactly new renovations, but the renovations that have happened in your building are awesome, and you added that nice little sophisticated touch. So it's pretty pretty classy over there.
Yeah, it's very nice. One of the things we wanted to do when we did the addition to the building was we wanted to give it an atmosphere, as much as you could, of a cafe for the students in their particular study areas, because on every floor we try to provide the students with an area where they can hang, and then there's also an area where they can study. But we wanted it all to have a very homey feel, and most people are really excited with the look.
Well, I like it. It's very classy, and thank you for doing that because, again, it really is upscale. So mission accomplished. So going back to the engineering, so one of my really good friends, Rigoberto Torres, he went through the program, and he's like our little kid brother or something. I don't even know. He's just a sweet man.
Yes, absolutely.
And he came from your program, and
yes,
whenever I see his picture on the wall, and I tell him, I'm like, you're so famous.
I know, and he's actually very special to me because I too kind of adopted him. And when he was originally, and I believe it was one of my algebra courses, he was still undecided as to what he wanted to be when he grew up. And he was just so talented at his math and the detail that he put into it that I actually suggested to him that he consider engineering, which, by the way, he recently received a promotion, so now he's one of the managing engineers.
Isn't that awesome? Well, remind me to tell you the story about the one time when we were racing. You know, we talked about the zombie run on the first part, but we were doing I think we were doing a half marathon. And my husband and his friend wasn't very nice, but Rigoberto, he wouldn't dare laugh at me. So I'll tell you that.
I told you, he's nice.
He's a sweet, sweet guy. So again, lots of things that you're doing, great things going on in your program, and of course we'll bring people in throughout the year to talk about some of the amazing things that you're doing, because the gym is always going with something.
Absolutely.
Very
and
busy.
Our programs are always doing some new things as well. For example, health information technology, we didn't speak about that. That is a program that has just grown leaps and bounds. It's doubled in enrollment in the last year. And the instructor that's in charge of that is getting national recognition for the work that she's doing on a national level. So
and that's Marcy Wright, and
yes,
she's an awesome
absolutely.
woman. And when I heard her presentation, I was impressed. And I emailed you because I had done a lot of studies on the area that she was working in. And it was just amazing. The work, I don't think she realized what high a level the work was that she was doing. Doing an amazing job.
It was a complete surprise for her, but it is absolutely amazing. You should definitely have her be a guest sometime.
I'm going to put that down. We'll make sure we get her. So Mimi, we're
Yes,
not
ma'am.
trying to ignore you, but
No,
there's so many
this is
good
interesting
things
to me to
going
hear.
on. Good things to
Yes.
hear. So welcome to DACC. You're
Thank
one
you.
of our newer employees. We
Yes.
were able to snatch you up on like your second day of retirement.
I was retired for 6 months.
Okay, so we had a little bit of time.
I spent the winter at home, yes.
Okay.
I was really glad it was the winter she spent at home. It might have been harder to talk her out of retirement.
Had it been
summer.
Right. So you're here, and you're now the director of our nursing program.
Yes.
And we thank you for being here. You've got a great, your experience is very vast.
This has been so much fun for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed absolutely every day I've come into the office. I am thrilled with the caliber of people I am working with. Kathy's been a tremendous support, and I just look forward to, I got all kinds of good ideas for the nursing program, and it's an excellent program to begin with. I know I spent 30 years as an RN working at the VA, 20 years at the bedside on an associate degree, so I understand the value of an associate degree nursing education, because it certainly has played out well in my life. I also understand that it's a starting point, that it is the baseline, and that professional nurses need to expand their education. It is a lifelong learning profession. That being said, I don't know where I was going with that. But that being said,
well, we can talk about the ladder process.
It's a terrific program.
Sure.
And I know what I was going to say. I was going to say I spent all that time working with DACC grads, and therefore I certainly knew the caliber of the program and knew the reputation of the program.
Yes. And we have regular annual advisory meetings as well. And so we pull in people from lots of different clinical settings, and they often tell us that they love our students, and they will actually come to our campus to recruit our students. And what they like about our students is that their skill sets are so practiced and detailed in our students, much more so than some of the other locations that they brought their students in from.
And why is that? Do we have the special labs, or more time, or more focus?
I think it's the focus of the associate degree curriculum. We are transitioning students into nurses that are prepared to practice at the bedside and take care of people.
Yeah.
And that requires good, strong clinical skills. That was the benefit I had of my associate degree program too many years ago to count now. But I had a strong clinical foundation, and that strong clinical foundation has served me so well over the course of my 30-plus year nursing career. And I see it in these students. I've had, just this week, out of the blue, 2 businesses contact me. Can we have your students come and spend some time with us during their clinical? One was in an occupational health setting in one of our local faculties. The other is a leadership program from one of the long-term care assisted living facilities over in the Champaign area. So I'm excited to, pursue that with them. I think occupational health exposure would be good for the community component of our program, and we're just excited about these opportunities.
Building.
Yeah.
So one of our newer opportunities is the EIU partnership.
Yes, and we're very excited about this partnership. And
Mimi's like, let me jump in there.
Well, we're all so excited about it. We all want to talk about it. But what's beautiful about this is it's an accelerated program to get a student to their BSN. And if I could just kind of go back to what Mimi was talking about in terms of, why are ADNs technically so strong? You have to understand the historical context of the ADN. Back during World War II, I believe it was, there was a nurse shortage. And so in order to get more nurses, they began teaching folks how to be a nurse on the hospital campus, and then community colleges started picking up and teaching the same thing. And these were designed to be technical nurses. So that means that skills was something that was emphasized in those programs. Not that BSN programs do not teach the skills, but they're also trying to teach people to be leaders and managers, which Mimi could definitely speak to. But EIU, the wonderful thing about this program is they have partnered with us to accelerate the students to a BSN, because Mimi can talk to you about the push that is in the profession of nursing now for them to have their bachelor's degree. And so we wanted to be able to help our students to do that. So we have a 1 year that they are here with our program. The second year, they're dual enrolled in both universities, so they're taking our courses as well as some online courses with them, along with some summer courses. And then their last year is fully online with EIU, and they have their BSN in 3 years instead of 4.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So, and students are on a budget. I mean, I think that goes without saying. They are juggling jobs. They've probably had to cut back on full-time work and relied on scraping together part-time work or rely on family support and financial aid support to flush out their income. And a lot of our students are adult learners. So, you know, that's even more important for them. But the value of getting the general education credit hours at a DACC versus getting them at a four-year school is just, you know, such an economic advantage. It's such an excellent value. Our course is transferred to a four-year school, so why the heck not?
Why not?
Why not, you know, get the most bang for your buck? Because you have to have them anyway.
Sure.
And you come into our program, you get a strong clinical foundation. With the EIU, it dovetails, as Kathy said. So pick up an online course during the summer, because we do not run nursing courses during the summer months. Pick up an online course in professional nursing development while they are in our level 1 courses. Pick up a couple more online courses while they're in our level 2 courses. Then they are done with us. They receive their degree from DACC. They take their state boards and become RNs. They go to work as a licensed nurse. They go out and they earn, you know, $45,000, $50,000. And they continue on and wrap up all online while they're juggling their new full-time RN job and whatever family obligations they have, and then end up with that BSN degree. So it's really the best of both worlds. Yes, the healthcare community is really, you know, ratcheting up the entry-level requirements for that bachelor's degree in nursing. But we have a program here where it's such a smooth transition.
From one
All
to
of
the
our
other.
credit hours are accepted at EIU, and they just keep on going.
Okay, well, believe it or not, we've been talking so much that we have like a minute left. Kathy, you want to end it?
Yes, if you're interested in our nursing program or any of the other programs that we've mentioned here, give us a call at 217-443-8805, and we will direct you to the right person.
Okay, so we would like to thank the ladies for being here. We've been speaking with Dean Kathy Sturgeon and Mimi Skinner, and you know, as always, you can look us up on the website www.dacc.edu. You can find out lots of information, and we really thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.